Today we're here to talk about the Triangle Substation. I actually remember back when I think I was in high school when this first came into being, and it was used quite often back then, and of course for a long time we have not used this substation fully. And that one. So we are excited here today. We are actually going to be able to reopen this substation at some of the most meaningful times for our city. And so we've worked strategically to tackle crime all over the city, and part of that is getting public safety services back out into our community. And we've heard from community leaders and our city councilor as well here in this area, Pat Davis, and Nob Hill business owners and UNM and the university about the need for us to have folks right here as folks shop, as they eat, as they stroll, and as our students go to school. And so today, APD will begin staffing its Triangle mini substation in response to those community concerns about crime in this area. This substation is going to be reopened and staffed for the first time, full-time, in almost 4 years. This station will also be open every Wednesday through Saturday during peak hours. That's particularly important because down here we know that's typically in the evenings. That's when it's most important to have this presence down here in this part of town. Chief Geyer and I are committed to this notion of community policing and also to try and reopening our substations all over the city. Nob Hill and the larger university area are unique amongst our community in many ways because they make up obviously a huge section of our student population and of our public transit population and of our sort of evening and weekend outgoing populations. And so we want to help bring these communities the kind of services they need to thrive. I guess I'm going to keep, so, and then, I do want to add that, actually I'm going to wait for one of our finest there to clear out behind us. So the whole point of community policing is to have our officers present where people live and where they work and where they play. And this is a great example of achieving just that. So APD going forward is going to continue to be a partner. We've got a long ways to go. This is just the beginning in terms of refocusing folks from sort of downtown at headquarters to out in the community. So reopening this substation is just the first step. As folks learned about last weekend, our bike patrols are another step, and we have a couple here behind us that, especially with our weather right now, this is one of the best, most efficient ways we can actually get people out into the community. So I want to thank everyone for being here today. We're going to turn it over to Chief Geyer to share a few words on this program. Chief?
Good afternoon. As the mayor said, we are opening up this mini station to the community for the first time in about 4 years. When the mayor and I first started talking about community policing, he asked about some of the smaller substations in our communities like Nob Hill and the university area, and he was wondering why they weren't being utilized. It might have made sense from a strictly budget standpoint 4 years ago to shut these substations down. But today, we're going about our business in an entirely different way. If public safety and community policing are indeed true priorities, we have to be creative in getting our officers out in the communities. I announced over the weekend that we are expanding bike patrols throughout APD, throughout all 6 area commands in the city. They are deterring crime in the northwest and downtown areas right now, and recently we started up again the bike patrols down in the southeast, including the Nob Hill and the university area. This Triangle mini sub will provide a more fixed presence in Nob Hill. It's going to provide extra layers of law enforcement to protect businesses and neighborhoods. And the substation will be open from 12 to 10 p.m. every Wednesday through Sunday. So we have some extended hours that would even be from before that we increased. Business owners and residents will now be able to file police reports with the police service aid for crimes like vandalism and other lesser crimes. And a law enforcement officer will be present in the evenings from 5 to 10 p.m. And that officer can also take reports if the name of a suspect is available. So even if you don't have a crime to report, we encourage business owners and residents from these neighborhoods to get to know the officers. Stop in. You'll get to know them as they work here. The bike officers will patrol here as well and use this as a headquarters for their staging areas. And any of the other officers at the neighborhood associations you can meet as well. We're committed to community policing, and that promotes partnerships and local solutions to crime. Thanks.